Hello, friends. On behalf of 1000x Consultant Private Limited, I welcome all of you in this seminar on automation using AI in Excel. I welcome CA Alok Sethi, who has kindly consented to be here to give his views on this subject. 1000x is primarily engaged in two verticals. One is providing expert-led professional courses, and second is it is providing business setup services. So today's seminar is on AI, and I welcome CA Alok Sethi. He is a distinguished chartered accountant, company secretary, and global corporate trainer specialized in finance, taxation, automation, and AI-driven data analytics. As an AI faculty with ICAI and a Microsoft certified trainer, he has conducted corporate training sessions for leading organizations, including Deloitte, Tata, and MetLife, as well as prestigious institutions like IIT Kanpur and ICAI. Founder of Excel Vives, an edtech platform, he is passionate about equipping professionals with future-ready skills in financial modeling, cloud accounting, and AI automation. With these words, I welcome C. Alok Chatterjee and request him to please start his deliberations.
Thank you, Pawanji. And I would like to thank Thousand Consultants organization for inviting me in this session. I hope I'm audible to everyone. आवाज सर आ रहा है properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, indeed, wishing everyone a happy Holi. And on this aspect, we are now going to look at the power of AI and how we can be using it in Excel. So before we do that, sir, can we have that poll run for the audience? So we had created some questions to ask the audience how ready you are, or actually how you're using AI in your day-to-day work. So this poll will help us in understanding how the audience is. आप लोग कितना already use कर रहे हैं, नहीं use कर रहे हैं. तो उसी हिसाब से I will take this forward. So I'll request everyone to take 2 minutes and answer the questions so that it can help us in understanding how to go ahead, and accordingly I'll keep my deliberation. So on your screen, you will see some questions and there are 4 options. The option which is resonating with you, जो आपको लगता है कि हाँ, this is the right option for me, select that. There is no right or wrong answer. It is just we need to understand how the audience are. Okay. So we will do that. And this is going to be a very eye-opener session, I would say, to all of you. Those who are not using AI, you will be able to understand how to use AI and how you can get started. So हम लोग basic से start करेंगे, and I'll take you to that advanced level where you will be able to automate some of your work, and with this session only. Okay, so at least we will be able to start things. So I think now we have got 14, 15 people who have already participated. There are 25 people in this session. So I would request everyone to quickly go through the questions and mark it so that we can get ahead of this session and we can start. Those who have attempted all the 10 questions can type done in the chat box so that we can get an idea. कितने लोगों का हो गया है? Those who have participated in the poll and you have marked all the question, you can just type done in the chat box. If we get many dones, we can go ahead and we can show you the poll result. Okay, so we have got done. Okay, so Pavanji, I think we can close this poll now and you can share the poll results with all. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just read out the results. I hope this is visible on the screen as well. So the first question asked was, how frequently do you use AI powered features in Excel, ideas, data type, automate tasks? So 46 people say never, 38 says occasionally, and 15% says daily. Okay. The second question was, which AI feature in Excel do you use the most? Excel ideas, so only 2 out of 13 are using it. Data types, none have used. Power Query, Power Pivot, some you are using 15%, and I'm not aware of these features. Maximum 70% people are not aware. Okay, so it is going to be an insightful session. How comfortable are you using with using AI generated insights in Excel? Not comfortable at all. 30% people say that. Somewhat comfortable, 60%. Very comfortable, only 10%. Okay. So today the task is to take you to the next bracket. जो comfortable नहीं है, somewhat comfortable है, उनको हम थोड़ा सा more comfortable बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे. And which AI powered Excel function do you use the most? Flash fill, only 11% people. Predictive analysis, 11%. NLP, 0%. And I have not used any of these. 80% people are saying, okay. So just hold on for next 2 minutes and I'm going to show you practically how to use all this. The next question was, how can you use AI powered automation tool like Power Automate? Have you used? So uh, only 20% people says that yes, we have used them, we have heard of them, but never used. So 60 to 80% people have not used. Only we have some few people who are actually technocrats, I can say, or techno savvy people who have used this, but I'm going to show all this today. How to handle complex data, manually use formulas and pivot tables. 70% people are still using manual formulas and pivot table feature. Today, we will see how to automate this. And what is the biggest challenge in using AI powered Excel features? And 70% people say that lack of knowledge or training. 22 people says that integration with existing workflow, and 11% say I don't face any challenges. Very good. So have you used AI for financial modeling or forecasting? So here also 67% people say never, 33% says occasionally. Okay. And the last two question, how do you stay updated? So through these webinars. So I must again thank Pavanji and this organization for arranging this webinars, and definitely these do help the professionals keep updated. And last question was, would you be interested in advanced training? And yes, 60% people saying yes, and 33% says that yes, if related to my work. 11% are not sure. Okay, great. So now let's start this session, and I will start it directly taking you through the Excel. Okay. Now, before I start, I have a very small question with you all. Do you want me to cover some background, some theory about it, or show you some PPT, or do you want me to directly go to Excel and show you the magic there? So you can type PPT or Excel. Accordingly, I will share my screen. I have both the things ready with me. I have a presentation and I have my Excel ready. So Excel directly, yes, I was expecting this and I was wanting that we should directly start with Excel. But yes, very good. Everyone is wanting me to start with Excel directly, and here is my Excel screen with you all. Okay, great. So हम लोग directly Excel screen पे हैं. I will be using mix of Hindi and English both. I hope that works. Okay. If anyone from South who wants me to restrict only to English, so you can just share. Yes, I will share the PPT in the group from where you have joined. Okay. But let us start and let us see how we can use AI inside Excel. Now, my question to everyone. which I had created a small video and I had shown you, I had asked you कि क्या आपके Excel में ChatGPT है? So I'll ask this question to this audience. Do you have ChatGPT inside your Excel? And if you see my screen, do you see the ChatGPT icon on the right hand side and GPT for Word? So I want everyone to answer with a yes or no. Do you have this ChatGPT inside your Excel? Yes or no? Okay, do you want me to share this sheet with you? I am sharing this Excel file. You can do along with me. That is the best way to learn. So just give me a moment. I am sharing this with you all. So I'm just writing it participants. So I'm sharing this Excel with the participants. Just hold on for a minute. Okay, so no one has this chat GPT inside their Excel. Oh my God. चलिए, आज आपको एक तोहफा मिलने वाला है, वो भी फ्री में, मुफ्त में। और वो तोहफा है चैट जीपीटी इन इनसाइड एक्सेल। ओके, सो आर यू रेडी टू ग्रैब दिस गिफ्ट? ओके, सो आई एम शेयरिंग दिस एक्सेल फाइल विथ यू ऑल and kindly use it, kindly download it, and we will work on it together. And I will show you how to integrate this chat GPT inside Excel. Okay, so before we start, are you all excited? Come on. Can we have some excitement in the chat box? Are you all excited to learn all this? Yes? Great. So here is the Excel file for you all. So I'm sharing this file and I hope you can see the Excel automate file in the chat box. Kindly download it. And once you have downloaded, let me know. Yeah, the link to this video will also be available at the end. Yes, but download it. Okay, okay. Let us start the action now. Okay, let us start the action. So I think everyone is now has downloaded the file and let's work on this. I have taken very simple examples, okay, but that will help you in understanding how do we work in Excel right now and what will change, how it will change when we are using AI. Now, before we start, let us see how to integrate this ChatGPT inside Excel. Before we do that, let me tell you that I'm using the latest version of Excel and I want you to tell me which version are you using. So how do you check what version of Excel we are using? So we will go to File menu. Everyone will go to File menu. And in the file, you will go to Account. And in the account, you will check like what version of you're using. So here you can see that I'm using Microsoft 365. It is the updated and the latest version of Excel, even a paid version. Okay, so I'm using the latest one. So you might be using 2016, 19, 21. Can everyone put what version of Excel they are using in the chat? 2016. Okay, 365. Now those who are using 365, they will be in line with me. जैसा मेरी स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है आपको वैसा सेम आपकी स्क्रीन पे भी दिखेगा. You will see some additional feature on my screen. And those who are using 2016 or 19, it is a request, it is a suggestion that please update your Excel. Please take a subscription and buy 2365. It is definitely going to be a very good investment and I'll tell you why today. आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा इसका. तो हम लोग 2025 में हैं और आप अभी तक 2015 में चल रहे, तो आप कितने एक डेकेड पुराना एक्सेल यूज कर रहे हैं, है ना? सो प्लीज अपडेट योर एक्सेल नाउ. व्हाट यू विल डू इज इन द होम टैब you will see add-ins. एक आपको window दिखेगा. You will see this red color of window over there, right? And we will click on this add-in. So everyone, I'm just typing it in the uh, on my screen. So you will go to the home tab, and in the home tab, we will just go to add-ins. Okay. So you will see add-in, and in the add-in, we will click on more add-ins. Okay. In the add-in, you will click on more add-ins. I hope my entire screen is visible to everyone. Okay. so that you can see and you can follow along. So, okay. So as you click on add-ins and more add-ins, you will see a dialog box coming up. A window will open. Okay. You can see on my screen a window has opened, which shows app. Okay. So what it is basically a Microsoft store, and it has various different applications which are developed by many people outside Microsoft. Some are developed by Microsoft itself. So in the application, you can search for Chat GPT. Okay, just look for ChatGPT. Just search for ChatGPT. You will see an application will come with the name ChatGPT for Excel. Okay, and we will click on this. So you will see ChatGPT for Excel, and here you will see Get. I'm getting open because I've already downloaded it. आपको Get का option आएगा. Just click on that. So I'll just show you some different AI which I have not used right now. Let's say Mind Case. This is a new application which I don't have in my Excel. So here you will have this option of Get Add. Okay, so I'm clicking on Add. Okay, automate task with ChatGPT. Mind Case. Okay, so I've added this. So what happens when you add a new add-in? It will appear on your home tab. So I think on my screen, now can you see this mind case, everyone? Can you see the mind case, everyone? This new. No, we don't need any subscribed version of ChatGPT. No, we don't need any subscribed version of ChatGPT. We don't want to, we are not investing anything right now in all these apps. Okay. So they are free to use, but they have their own limitations. I'll tell you what are the limitations. Okay. Right now I've installed this mind case and I've already have this ChatGPT. Okay. Now let us start with the first use case. Let us start with the first example. And I have some countries and I have their sales. Okay. I have the countries and I have the sales. Okay. Now, if I add one serial number over here, so I'm adding one column with the name serial number, and I'm adding this number. Now, what we do is, so I'll start with what we do. So what we do, we have, if you want to put some numbering, we'll type 1 and 2, then we'll select both and then we will drag it down, right? So there are 17 countries whose names are there. Secondly, what you do is you can double click on this. Okay. So it will automatically generate the sequence. Okay. This is how we generate the numbers. Now, does anyone knows how to automate this? How can we generate the numbers 1 to 17 just by using a single formula or simple formula? Do you know that I want to generate the numbers here? How do I generate the count of the country? Yes. Can anyone tell me? Using flash fill function. Okay. Or is there any other way apart from fill? So is there a function called as fill? If I type fill, fills an incomplete range with JPT. Sequence, right? So someone has given the right answer. No, count function will not help us. So we will use the latest function which is called as sequence. Okay. And I have to define the sequence. Now I don't know how many cities are there, how many countries are there in fact. So let's take, I put 20. Okay. And see what happens now. So it is giving me the number till 20. Okay, it is giving me the number till 20. Now know that the list is stopping at 17. What I can do is I can add it, this formula, and make it 17. Now you will see that I've got 1 to 17 numbers. Okay, so this is the sequence function. Okay, we can also use the fill series and all these things, but yes, this is a function. There is no AI here. Okay, now I'm using AI. Now tell me, in the sales, do you see that some of the countries sales is blank, correct? Some of the countries where there are sales which are blank cells, like Portugal, Bulgaria, Norway, these cells are blank. Now I want to highlight all the blank cells. Oh, how do I do it? I want to highlight all the blank cells. How do you do it? Now many people will say conditional formatting, right? Am I right? Conditional formatting is the answer. Okay, but those who don't know conditional formatting, how will you highlight? I want to highlight all the blank cells in this. How will I do that? Now, in my Excel, you can see something called as automate. Okay. And in the automate, there is something called as all scripts. So I want to fill series. No. Filter. No. Go to spatial. Okay. So you are giving me the answers, but these answers are outdated answers. Okay. We have got very good ways of doing the things now. Okay. So in my automate section, you will see something as blank, highlight blank rows. Do we see this option? Okay, if you go to all scripts, it will show you all scripts over there. Script number 1, 2, 3, 4, all this, right? Now, I want to highlight all the blank cells. Okay. So we have unhide rows, we have count empty rows. Okay, suppose I want to count how many empty rows are there. Okay, how many cities doesn't have a sale? So I'll just click on this count empty rows. I don't have to actually write any formula over here, but I will get the answer. Okay, so I have just run this script and see, I'll run this code and I want to count the empty rows. And how do we get this automate? Okay, do you have this automate feature on your Excel, everyone? Do you have the automate thing? Because if you don't have, you will not be able to use it. So are we having this or not? Tell me yes or no. No, everyone is saying no. Okay, so let's do this. How many have this developer tab? These are the two tabs you should have. It is a must have tab when you want to learn automation. Do we have developer? Okay, but not shown in ribbon. Okay, we have, but it is not shown in ribbon. Okay, now let us get to this. How do we get this? So we'll go to home file menu again. Everyone go to the file menu again, and we will go to options this time. Okay, so we will go to file and options, and there is an option of customize ribbon. So again, I'm repeating, we will go to file. In the file, we will go to options. In the options, we will go to customize ribbon. And in the customize ribbon, on the right hand side, you will see main tabs. In these tabs, you will see that I have this automate and developer, which are checked. Okay. I'm just highlighting this area so that you can focus over here. So just a minute, let me highlight this and I'll show you where you have to focus. So the yellow portion, can you see the yellow on my screen? So you will see that we are on the customize ribbon. In the customize ribbon, I have come to main tabs. In the main tabs, there is the option of automate and developer. You have to both put a tick over there. Okay, just put a tick over there. And once you put the tick, just click on OK. Just click on OK. And you will see now you will have a developer as well as a automate option. Everyone done? Still not showing? Okay, maybe you can restart. Okay, so in 2021 there is no automate, no problem. No problem if we don't have automate. I'll give you an alternative. Okay, just everyone 2016 also will have developer. I will just request everyone to automate to add on the developer tab. No problem. If there is no automate, no worries. Just activate the developer tab. Again, go to file, options. In the options, go to customize ribbon. In the customize ribbon, just tick on this, put a tick on developer. Forget about automate. Just put a tick on developer and click on OK. Do you see the developer tab on your Excel quickly? Yes or no? Do we have a developer tab? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Happy everyone now? Are you all happy that with developer tab is now available? Okay. Now what do we do with a developer, right? So we will write some code. We will write some macro. And what is a macro? Macro is something, a code, a written VBA script, which actually helps us in automate our task. Okay. So how do we do that? I'll just show you. And we need not have any knowledge on coding. No coding, zero code and low code. We will not work on code. Okay. Now, first, Now, so since many people are not having automate, I will take the automate part in the end, 5-10 minutes only. I am focusing first on showing you how to use the ChatGPT that we install inside Excel. Okay, I hope everyone has installed the ChatGPT. Those who have come right now, there are some late joiners. Okay, so what you will do is you will again, I'm just explaining 1 minute. Home and add-ins. In the add-ins, we will look for ChatGPT and you will click on this and you will get an option of add. You add and you will get to this. Okay. Now, see, for me, it is showing the free trial has ended. Okay. So it was giving this option, but now it is free. So I'll tell you, those who have this tool, those who have installed it right now, when you type AI, you will get these options. Okay. So when you type AI, you will get these functions. Those who are able to see these functions on their screen, can you put a yes in the chat box? Are you able to see? So we'll say AI.ask. AI.ask. So we are using the first AI function, that is AI.ask. And what we want to do, we want to find out how many empty cells are there in this. So what is the prompt we will give? Okay, so we'll say count the blank cells in the range. So we want it to count the blank cells in the range, and then you have to specify the range. Okay. So everyone type this prompt, please. AI.ask, count the blank cells in the range and select the range. Put a comma and select the range, and let us see if it is giving the answer or not. So for me, since the trial has ended, okay, so still it has given the answer, but is it giving the right answers? So in the provided range, there are four blank cells, but if I look at it, there are only three blanks. How many are you getting? Are you getting four or three or how many? What is the answer you are getting, guys? Three or four? So just give me a number, three or four. Now I had installed this mind case also. Now this is the new AI tool that I've installed in my Excel. Let me use that also. Okay, and let us see what I'm getting. What answer are you getting? Just tell me in the chat box. How many blank cells are there in the range? We had given this prompt. Now, in this mind case, so complete task using dot ask. Okay, so there are some features over here. So this is how you have to get mind dot ask. Okay, now let us use this mind dot ask. So when I type mind, okay, so what is this? These are customized functions which are available because of the add-in we have installed. Okay, now I'm doing the same thing, mind.ask, and I'm giving my query. So my query is count the empty cells in the range. This is my query. Okay, but I have not specified the range. So we have to give the input. So we have put a comma and we are giving this input. This is my range. I want to count all the empty cells in the range. Okay, so it is asking us to log in. So we'll go to this mind case and you might have to log in to use it. Okay. So some of the apps doesn't ask you to log in. Some of the apps will ask you to log in. Okay. So you can log in through your normal Gmail account. Okay. So you might have to create an account on this thing and you can sign up or you can use it, log in through Gmail. So I'm just logging in through my Gmail account. Okay. And for all this, I have created an account which is my dummy account. Okay. So whenever you are using any AI tool, just use a dummy account. Do not work with your account, proper account. Okay, just use a dummy tool. So just a minute, let me complete all this and then I will show you and see it is very useful. Okay. So I am just waiting for the input from your side, people. What is the answer you got when you use AI.ask? Are you getting three or four as a blank empty cell? So I have put a authentication in my Gmail. So whenever I log into my Gmail, it gives me a SMS. This is always a good measure to get rid of any of these things that we can happen. Okay. Now, since I've logged in, it will be able to work now. So everyone, you also installed the Mind Case app, okay? And now we are going to accept this. So basically, this is how you integrate any AI tool inside Excel, okay? And they might ask for some payment, okay? But that will give you some free trials, okay? So we can use the free trials. And if you actually like the add-in, you can look for if you want to pay. Okay. So mine.ask, and I'm saying count the empty cells in the range, comma, and this is the range. So it will take some time depending on your internet speed and the traffic on the application and a lot of other things. Okay, but you will get an answer. Okay, so there are three blank cells I can see. I just want to see the answer three over here. Okay, so this is one tool which I'm just showing you. Okay, similarly, I have this GPT for Excel and Word. Okay, I had used this AI.ask and it has given me this answer 4. Okay, there are 4 blank cell. Now I want to tell it ki list all them. Okay, so let us get the answer for this also. There is something called as GPT for Excel, so I will say GPT. Okay, and in this GPT I want to ask this GPT also. Okay, again I will put the same question: count the empty cells in the range, comma, and the value. So this is the value. Enter. And see, while using the AI apps or ChatGPT or any other tool, you have to have some patience. Okay, it might take some wrong, it might take some time, it might give you some wrong answers, but we can rely on them if you know how to use them and how to iterate the process. Okay. So again, the same issue, it is asking for login. Okay. See, I did not log in because I wanted to tell you that what are the steps. Okay. Otherwise, if I have everything ready on my screen, I will be able to work on it, but you will not be able to learn. So I'm doing exactly what you are supposed to do when you are doing it for the first time. Okay. So I'm just logging to my account. And once we are logging, it will work. Okay. So actually, I've used them a lot of times. So it will not work properly. Okay, it will still work. This is the first time I'm using it. Now see, this is one way. Okay, but suppose you want to use automate feature, or you want to develop a script for this, okay, to find out how many empty cells, okay, and you want to highlight all the empty cells. So those who know and those who are answering, there is a something called as conditional formatting. You go to conditional formatting and highlight cell rules, and you can say blank cells. Okay, so there is an option of blank. Okay, so highlight cell rules and you will say equal to, and here you might get a, you can put a 0, and you can see that all the 3 cells are now highlighted. Okay, but suppose we don't know how to do conditional formatting, how to highlight it. Okay, count, yes, count blank can be useful, but suppose you don't know which formula to use, so how to use that? So I'm just saying AI table. Okay, and I want to now list all those uh, countries where the sales is blank. Okay, so we'll say list the countries where the sales is blank. Okay, so this is the prompt. Now header. So I'm giving this is the header of my table, comma, and this is the source. Now let us see if we get the answer. So we are expecting a table with the countries which are having blank sales. And can you see the result has come so quickly? Portugal, Bulgaria, and Norway are the three countries where the sale is blank. Can you see this, guys? Okay. So Piyush has given this. AI asks, gives the answer as three. Very good. So see, AI works in a different way. I also put the same thing, okay, but it is giving me now instead of blank, let me use empty. Okay, so I put this, keep count the empty cells in the range, and it should give us three as answer. And I had put this AI dot table, and it is giving me three countries with the blank. Now let's say I want to hide out, I want to find out which is the, I want to sort the data. Okay, I want to sort the data as per sales in the descending order, highest and then lowest. So I will just say again AI dot table, okay, and prompt sort the sales sort the data in the descending order of sales. Okay, and here is the header and here is the data. Okay, let's see if we get the answer. We want a sorted table and the highest sale should come first. So do you all see that the table has, now we have got the result as per the way we wanted, correct? Italy has got the highest sales, France has got the next sale, Iceland and all these things. Can you see this? Yes or no? Your responses will help us in taking it forward. Okay. Is it helpful? It is useful. Can you all give me yes?
Yeah, but in the table there are only two countries where the data means like the amount is blank. But in the table we already have there are three
There are three. Okay, right.
countries.
So it has not given us Portugal. Okay. So where has the Portugal gone? Okay. So just see that. Yes, you're right. Now, see this is what we need to understand, that it might give us wrong answers. Okay. So this is the word of precaution that I would also like to give you. Okay. So what I'll do is let me again select the source data and let us select all the cells together, and let us see if there is any change in this table. Okay, still we are not getting the particle sale. Now let me put some sale amount over here and let's see if it is updating this. So I am just putting 8,90,000 sales over here, and let us see. Now see, in this the Portugal has gone. Okay, so we have only two countries where the sale is nil. Okay, and if you see here also we have got Portugal on the top. Okay, and there are two countries, Bulgaria and Norway, which is not having any sales. But here it has again put Bulgaria here and Norway here. Holland should have come after Switzerland. Am I right?
Yes, but they have changed the order now.
They have changed the order now. Yes. So see, these tools, although they have been these, how, why we are not getting the proper answer? Okay, I'll answer this question now. So I'll explain this concept to you. So when you train any model, okay, so behind ChatGPT or behind AI tool, what is there? These are actually trained models, okay? And how the models are being trained, they have been given some data and they have been given some like algorithm or some use cases how this works, okay? But sometimes it might not work properly, okay? Because they might not have been trained in that fashion or in that order, okay? But let me tell you one more thing. So how we have to use them? So we have to use them in a way that we also check the output. We cannot directly rely on them. Okay, now let me do the same thing. Okay, so suppose I don't trust these tools and I trust ChatGPT more. So what I'll do is I'll copy this, okay, data, and I'll go to my ChatGPT window now. Okay, so I'm going to ChatGPT, and I hope you can see my ChatGPT window, and I pasted this data. Okay. Now you will ask me, sir, can we put any confidential data into ChatGPT? So here I have just put the numbers. I have put the country and the sales. Now I have not given which client, which data it is, which company data it is. So it is, I'm not compromising on the confidentiality of any data because I have not given the source. Okay. But if you upload the Excel which has the name and all, then it is wrong. Okay. I would not recommend you do that. Just copy paste the data and what you want. So we want to sort this data. Okay. So we'll say Okay, okay, what we want to do now is we want to it to suggest a formula that can summarize that can give us the percentage contribution of each country to total sales. Okay, I want to have a column, additional column, which will give me the percentage contribution of each country to total sales. Okay, so how to generate that? Okay, or suppose you want a running table, total or something like that. So what prompt we will write? So we'll say, I have this data in Excel. Okay, and it is always getter to define the range. Okay, so as to get the right answer. So the range is D3. Okay, so if you select this, you will be able to see the range also. So it is D3 to E19. Okay, D3 to E19. So we'll say in the range D3 to E19. Okay, which has country and sales. I want to add a column in cell in column F, which shall give me the which shall give the percentage contribution of sales in each country to total sales in percentage. Okay, I've already mentioned, but we are mentioning again. Okay, so suggest the formula for this. So we have given what we want. Now let's see what we get. Okay, it was a very simple formula. E3 divided by sum. But we don't know how to get this formula. So we are taking the help of ChatGPT. Okay. Now the add-ins which I've added in the ChatGPT, that will also do the same thing. But to get a better overview of this, we are using GPT. Now what we'll do is we'll copy this. Okay. And let me paste this in the Excel. So I'll come to my Excel and I'll just paste it over here. And you see that a new column is being added. Okay. And if I convert this into percentage, so you will get the answer in percentage. It's already into percentage. We need not convert this. Okay. So we can just remove the decimals. So you can see that we are getting the percentage contribution. Okay. So we can say percentage of total. Okay. Now, this is what the total is. So let us check if the answer is correct. Okay. So for Italy, the formula should be what? This divided by total. So we should get 31%. And yes, we are getting 31.29. So this is working well. So even if you don't know how to do this, but we have got the percentage of total. Correct? So this is how you can use the AI or chat GPT to learn how to create things. Okay. Now, this is one example. Okay. So this is how you can write, you can give this to ChatGPT and it can give you the formula. Okay. Now, suppose you want to avoid the empty cells. Okay, because there are no cells over here. Suppose you want to avoid this. So you say if your data set contains empty values like Bulgarian, Norway in your data, you can use the following to avoid errors. Okay. Now, see what will happen is here it has given dash. Okay, because we were using a table, it has given dash. Otherwise, it would have given an error. Okay, error in the sense NA. So I'll just show you one thing, what I mean. So suppose this data is not into a table. This is the simple data. Now, if I apply the same formula over here, let me do the same formula over here. Okay, so it is giving me 4.36, which is right. But if I copy paste this down, okay, it is still giving me a dash. So it is fine. Otherwise, sometimes you might get a NA also, because let's say I'll show you what I mean. So if we take a total of this, and let's say if I do that, the number in Bulgaria divide by total, okay, you are getting a 0. Let it be. So now, so if you want to have a better formula, you can use the if function, and if there is empty, you can have a empty. So we can copy this. Okay. Or suppose you want to say no sales. Okay. No sales in this particular this thing. So you can refine this formula. So we can put this formula over here. And in this, we can type no sales. No sales made. So here you will see no sales made. Okay. No sales made. Okay. In the list also, we have got this no sales made. Okay. Because this is linked to this table. Correct. Now let me show you something interesting. Okay, so this is one way I have shown. Okay, how suppose you want to create a pivot table. You want to create a pivot table from this. Now, how many of you know how to create a pivot table? How many of you know how to create a pivot table? So there are some countries which are getting repeated, like Spain, France, Austria. I want to find out the total sales for each country. Alt NV, yes. But everyone knows how to create a pivot table. Those who don't know can say no. Those who know can say yes. Can we have a yes or no? Now, suppose I don't know, but I want to create a pivot. Okay. Can we record a script that can do? So here there is the option, automatic option of create a new pivot table in the automate. Okay. So I'm just taking this feature. If you do not have this, those who are using 365, they might find it. Those who are not using, you can update and you can find this. Okay. So I'm just taking an example, and this will help you in taking a decision whether you should use the latest tools or not. So when you go to automate, there is the option of create new pivot table. So I just did that. Okay. And I'll run this script. And now, do we have a new sheet created? Yes. So in the new sheet, can you see just by clicking a button, I did not do any Alt N V T. I did not put anything in the row in the column, but we have got the country-wise sales. How much time it took, and it has given me a chart also. Can you see this? Is it efficient? Is it good? It is saving time, yes or no? Tell me. So is it saving a lot of time? Like those who don't know how to create a pivot table, just by clicking on a button, you are able to do that. Just on a click of a button, you are able to do that. Is it interesting? Yes or no? And this is just an example. This is just an example. It can do a lot more. Okay. Now, suppose I have this table. Okay. Again, I want to do the same thing, and I'll just click on create a new pivot table. Okay. It will run a code at the end. It will open this. I'll just say run. Okay. Now here, now why it is running into an error? Okay. Now I'll show you why it is running an error. When I selected the previous table, it had only uh, two columns, like the country and the sales. But when I came to this customer sheet, okay, you can see there is a customer also, there is an item also, and then we have the price and the quantity. So maybe it is not able to understand what kind of pivot table you are asking for, okay, or I should create. So it is giving an error. Now, how to identify the error, and we don't know the code, right? So what we will do is, so we will go to insert. Now here, the actual knowledge of Excel will help you here. So I'll go to insert, I'll go to pivot table. Okay. And I will say I want to create a pivot table here only. I'll just select this cell and I'll just say, okay. Now, what exactly a pivot table do? Pivot table will summarize your data. So I want to see that there are three items over here, table, chair, and stool. And I want to see what is the total sale quantity sold of these. So I'll put the item into rows. So I'll get the three items over here, chair, stool, and table. I want to see that what is the total quantity sold. I'll put the quantity into values and I'm getting the quantity. I want to see the average price at which they are getting sold. So here I'm getting the sum. I want to get the average. I will click on this and I will select average. So I get the average price. Okay. And I want to see the count of customers who are buying this. So again, I'll put the customer into value. So I get the count of customers. So there are 9 customers who are buying these in this particular quantity. Okay. Now suppose you want to see who bought what, who bought what. So I can put the customer below the item. Now I get a table which is telling me that the chairs were purchased by these persons, tool was purchased by Mike, and table was purchased by Anna and Bill. So this is how you create a pivot table, right? But you don't know how to do that. What will you do? You will just copy this data, okay? And you will go to ChatGPT. You will paste this data and you will just say, summarize this data using a pivot table. Give the results here, okay? Let's see what it does. So are we getting the results? Yes or no, everyone? Are we getting the same result as we got from our pivot table? Okay, if you see, if I just show you, this is the total. Okay, we did not get the total quantity. I get total quantity and total sales, sum of price. So if I again do the sum of price, you will be able to see that we are also getting the same number. Okay, so let me give. So we are getting 654 and 22. Okay, and here 656. Okay, 493. So 2 rupees difference we are getting, but 17, 2 and 3, this is the same 17, 2 and 3. Okay, here we are getting 495, 14 and 147. So there is some rupees difference, but yes, it has given this and it is giving you how you can actually create a pivot table. Okay, now we are just close to 1 hour, but since we started at 6:15, I'll take 10 more minutes, okay, and I'll show you how to write a macro, okay, and how actually you can automate a task. So we'll take one more case study, last case study for the day, okay, and see there are a lot more to learn. When you start exploring, the idea of this session is to help you in understanding how you can use these AI tools, okay. And I'll show you one more thing. Okay, suppose I want to translate this into Hindi. Okay, I will just use one feature, AI dot translate. Okay, and I will select this names. I want all the customers name in Hindi. So I will just copy this, select this, and I'll say Hindi and see what it does for us. Okay, we are getting a value error because I have exhausted my this thing. I'll use some other AI tool. So AI and translate, GPT translate, and these are the text, comma, target language is Hindi. Hopefully it should work. Same thing, but no worries. So there is a translate option also in Excel. Okay, so we will use this and I'll show you the source result. Source language is English actually. So we'll select the source language. The target level is language is Hindi. Okay, and here you will see the magic. Can you see that we have got the names in Hindi? Yes or no? क्या हमें गूगल ट्रांसलेट पे जाने की जरूरत पड़ी? आंसर इज नो. We could use this inside Excel, right in Excel. But for this, you should have the latest one. Otherwise, you are not able to use this translate option. But is it interesting or not? Tell me. Okay, if you are dealing with international clients, you can do that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now let us take the last case for the day and I'll solve you a problem for which I think you will help. You will thank me for this. Okay. And every day we will find that we have a problem that we save some file somewhere and then we are struggling, where is the file I had saved? Oh my God. Can anyone trace that file? Do you also feel this problem, this issue is there? फाइल कहीं पे भी सेव कर दिया और ढूंढ रहे हैं किधर गया, किधर है. आर यू फेसिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम? यस और नो, टेल मी. क्या ये प्रॉब्लम कॉमन है? इज इट अ कॉमन प्रॉब्लम? ओके. नाउ व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन टू दिस प्रॉब्लम? द सॉल्यूशन इज दैट इफ वी हैव अ लिस्ट, if we have an index where we have all the files listed, can we quickly find them in the Excel itself? And if I have a hyperlink also to open that file, will that help me? Okay, चलिए देखते हैं how what I've done. And this you can also do. Okay, and I'll show you how to do. But let us see what I've done. So I've created a macro. What it will do is it will list all the files from the folder I select or drive I select. So I'll just click on this button and it will prompt me to select a folder. Let me select this AI session folder. Okay, I'm selecting this folder from my desktop and I click on OK. And what do you see, guys? What do you see? Do you see file listing completed? Okay, now in this folder, there were 516 files. There were 516 files which got listed in this Excel. Okay, and in such a exhaustive way that it has given me the drive name, the folder name, the subfolder name, the file name, and the path. And not only this, it has also given me the link to open the file. Okay. Now suppose I want to find any Excel file or I am looking for any PPT. Okay. Suppose I want to look for any GST file. So I'll just type GST and I was looking for this GST basics PDF. I got this, and here I don't have to actually go to this folder also. I will just click on open file and it will open the file for me. Tell me, is it interesting or not? Yeah, now I'll help you with the process. Just be there for with me. Okay. पहले आप ये बताएं कि is it helpful or not? Yes. Is it helpful? Okay. And see, you can use it multiple times. Okay, you can use it multiple times. So I've listed one drive. Now suppose I want to do it for my other folder. Okay. So I have one folder where I have a bank statement. I want to see what all years data I have in this folder. I'll just select this and see it has listed there were two files. One is the Excel file, one is a JPG file. And if I want to open, I'll be able to open this file. So, and it is giving all the lists. So you are creating a repository for yourself. So you can just run this one for each drive, and for each drive, you will be able to find out what data do you have in this file. Okay, so I have this, let's say, client data. You select this folder, and if you have any data, it doesn't have any data right now. So it has not given me anything. Correct. But this is the structure. Now, how I created this. So I just give a prompt to ChatGPT. I'm going to my chat, coming to my ChatGPT. Okay. Yes, this is also auto updated. So whenever a new file is added, it will automatically give me. Okay. So let me just, so yes, VBA folder file hyperlink. So this is the prompt. I'm sharing this prompt in the chat for everyone to try on their own. Okay. But this is how you have to write a prompt. So please act as an Excel expert and generate a VBA code which shall do the following. Number one, ask the user to select a drive or folder. Number two, on the selection by the user, generate a list of all the folders and file in the selected drive or folder. Then generate a table in Excel with the following sub-columns, the columns. Okay, I've named the column, and also give a hyperlink to open the file. Okay, so this is the code. Now what I'm doing is, so after I created this code, and see, this line is the most important line. The code generated should be clean, error-free, and tested for desired results. So I make sure that ChatGPT also check this code. Now what I'm doing is, there is a Harshil has asked, is it auto update? So let us add this functionality. I had done already, but I'm just explaining. You will add one more point. This, the list generated, okay, shall auto update. Now, what do we mean by auto update? That means add new files to the list if any new file or folder is created. Okay. Uh, Whenever this file is opened. Okay. So whenever this file is opened, that list should get auto generated. Okay, let's do that and let us get the VBA code. So if you know prompting, you can do anything. Okay. But what you should know is how to give the instructions. The instructions should be very clear, precise, and closed. Okay, so I've just copied this into the Zoom window, Zoom chat. Now we have got this code. Okay, so I'm copying this code. Okay, let me first test this code. Once it will work properly, I will put this in the Zoom as well. Okay, so we have tested this code. Now, how to apply this code? Where to put this code, sir? So we will go open a new Excel. Okay, we will open a new Excel. Yes, so we can modify. Yes, they just we are right. A good suggestion indeed. So how to use this code which got generated? So we will go to developer tab, we just activated that, and we will go to Visual Basic. Or alternatively, you can press Alt F11. It will take you to this. Then you will go to Insert and Module. Insert and Module, and we'll press Control B. So again, Alt F11 is what you can do. It will take you here. Go to insert and insert a module. Paste this code over here. Paste this code over here. Okay. And we will run this. Okay. Now there is a syntax error. So you might get an error, right? So what it is doing, it is giving an error. So what we will do is we will take a copy. We'll copy this. Okay, and we will go to ChatGPT because that only generated this code. And I will say, please look at this error. Okay, always be courteous, and because it is doing a lot of good work for you, right? So we'll say this code is generating the above error. Kindly look into this and give a full clean code that works. Okay. So now it will understand what has happened wrong with the code. You can see it is going to each line of the code. Okay. It will again retest this code. Okay. And see where was the problem. Okay. And give you a solution. So obviously AI is going to help us, but before it can help us, we should help ourselves, and we should be patient enough to get this working. Okay. Now see, it has given us, it has revised the code. Okay. And it is saying that fixed and enhancement, corrected folder path, error handling, all these things. Okay. Now let us copy this code. So there is an option to copy. So I'll copy this code here. And again, I'll go to the same window. This, I'll select everything, delete it, and paste the new one, and let us run this. And just a minute. So how to run? You can go to run and run this code. Update file list. Okay, it's running. Now it is asking me for a folder. That means it works. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll select this folder AICA. It is in my E drive, and I'll click on OK. And it should have generated the list. Let us see if that has happened. So I'll go to the same file. No, here we do not have this. So we'll close this one. So I'm just closing the unused files. Okay. Now let me go to the code again. Alt F11. I'll be here and I'll say run. unable to copy from chat. Okay, no problem. So I will put this code. You can generate your own code. It will work. Don't worry about that. It will work. Okay, just understand the basics. Okay. So I'll put it in the group. Okay, so we can use it from there. So I'm just running this. Okay, list files and folder. So it has asked me option to select a folder. I have put this folder. It is not generating the list. Okay. So let me go to this again and see. I'll say the code prompts for selecting a folder or drive, but not listing the not creating the table, not creating the table in the Excel sheet. So you have to define your problem and you redefine. Okay, it will again do the same thing. Okay, but I'll show you the file index generator which I had created. Okay, see, I'll show you the code, the logic behind it. Okay, so I went to developer. Again, I'll go to Visual Basic. Okay, I'll just close this one and see, we'll go to macros. Okay, and this is the macro. I'll go to edit and see, this is the code. Okay, this is the code. What I'll do is I'll put this in the webinar group. Okay, so I'll just putting it here in this AI webinar, and maybe you can use it from here. This is a tested code, so it will work properly. Okay, so I'm just putting it here. And see, when you click on run, it will run and you will get the result. So it is asking me for a folder. I'll select this folder and I'll click on OK. It will create a list of the files. So it has created a file list 3. Okay. And this is there. Now, if I add any file, it will give the updated result also. Okay. So for this, I will revise the code and give it to you. Okay. So this is how Excel can be automated. And see, 1 hour in just in a time period of 1 hour, what you can do is you can just understand what it works. To actually use it, you have to spend some time in finding out the way to do that. Okay, so it will automatically work and then you will be able to use it. So see, I have selected this folder and I'll click on OK. No path selected. Okay, so we'll have to actually see what is to be updated in the code. We can do that and that can happen. Okay, now I would like to take up any questions if anyone has, and before we end up this session. I hope it was useful for everyone and you're able to understand how to use AI inside Excel. Okay. The add-ins, some of the add-ins are good. This Excel for GPT is a good add-in. You can try it. I had used it for from 6 months. I'm using it. So now my free trial has been exhausted. I can log into a new Excel from a new email ID and I can